I think I need to extend great thanks to all of those who are deeply involved in the process for the next General Assembly. We are 2 years or less than 2 years ahead of schedule in terms of putting forward an AGM, an elective one. But it was my suggestion. I think it's important that in the spirit of transparency, in the spirit of trying to get everybody involved, that we have a look at ourselves. Those of us who have been in charge and running things are very clear on the sense of direction. We were mandated with a blueprint given to us 4 years ago. The blueprint was ambitious. It was one that very few people believed was achievable. Certainly people externally. I have had battles with people at World Rugby and at other levels. And over a period of time, we've showed that we've overachieved. Oh, yes, we have. In terms of what we've brought to the table from the point of view of GIR and training, putting infrastructure for the future, engaging the kind of technical assistance that we've had from great people, Colin and Stuart and everybody else working with Dallas. It's quite unique in terms of what we've done. Building internal structures with Pan-African and other companies, and eventually being able to bring in our own scrummaging machine, courtesy of Colin. We have gone a long way. On the field, we have shown that we, with the right approach, a professional approach, a global approach to training, practice, fitness, safety, care, strength, conditioning, tactics, techniques, and everything else, that there's no reason that a country like Ghana, that is not a rugby playing nation, cannot rub shoulders with the best. Winning one day, winning the Bronze Cup after qualification for entering into the Nations Cup, winning the qualification state of that in terms of our match with Botswana and getting us through to the very prestigious situation where we're now batting above our levels in terms of meeting Tunisia as well as Zimbabwe in the next section. It's a joy. It's been a joy. On the field, watching the ladies establish a ladies' league, watching the ladies go for Olympic qualification and win the Challenge Trophy, watch the men do the same and win the Challenge Trophy this year, or 2019, has been a real joy to watch. Establishing a Tri-Nations and seeing how we can get better representation and in terms of the way that we play within West Africa, knowing that we have limitations. We're not like Southern Africa where there are many nations that are playing amongst themselves at very high levels. So it's been huge. Given the fact that infrastructure we're suffering, looking for better pitches to play on, we have come a long way. It doesn't mean that everybody agrees, and we know a lot of people don't agree, which is why it's important at this point, with the kind of money that is being spent and raised, that we do have an early elective AGM. And I'm sending this message not only to thank Rian Milan and the other board members, James Nunu and the rest, who are working very hard to make sure that this elective is done with transparency as clearly as possible. They've extended deadlines so that more people can participate and make sure that they can put their names forward. It's very, very important. I believe that the vetting committee, we have a very strict level of vetting, because to become a director, to become a vice president, to become a president, there are lots of expectations, not by what you say, by what you do. And therefore, people must be qualified for that position. But the position is open. And I really do hope that more people will come in and stand for those positions. For that of the presidency, for that of the vice presidency, for the membership areas, it's fundamental. Look, the regionals will have their own. I know that St. West had theirs in 2019, and I'm sure in 2020, Gara will have their own. We have new regions who are applying to join from the north. There will soon be a separation between Volta and Greater Accra. So there's a massive expansion about to happen. And it's very important that since we've reached this stage, which is a huge stage, the next 4 or 5 years, Ghana Rugby needs not only peace, but must be governed by people whom you universally accept. Of course, there'll be one or two people who say, we like this person, we don't like this person. But the reality at the end of the day is that we do need that to be put to bed one way or another. Then it is that the people who are in charge are going to have to look for huge sums of money, which is why I've offered to step aside and let's see what happens. And let's see who we can get involved to get involved to run this business. Of course, if we get nobody at all, I will not leave Ghana Rugby in the lurch. But I'm sure that there are people who are ambitious, who have the ability to come together and see how they can raise money. This is a short space of time. Please stand forward, put up your names, contest, and show that you have something to offer. Ghana Rugby needs everybody and the best people.